What is going on YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about Polkadot. It's going to be an insightful dive in. Going to try and keep this short and sweet, so hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you for watching, and if you want free PCC for watching, scan this QR code. Let's get into it. Jumping right in, I got this idea from the Proof of GitHub Twitter account. I'd recommend following it for the exact reason you can find out who's actually building. So what it does is it grooms GitHub for daily reposits or updates to code submissions. Basically, I noticed a trend where Polkadot was constantly on the daily development activity leaderboard. It was always number one, right? We're seeing substantial amount of development happening, and this is true on the daily, like I said, right? It's 239 commits higher than Cardano. This is true on the weekly, roughly by about 25%, and again on the monthly. So Polkadot seeing a lot of development, and as you know, money follows developers, and as an investor, you want to follow the money. And so that I've always liked Polkadot, but that caused me to look a little bit deeper, and I wanted to share my process. So Polkadot, for those who don't know, is a protocol that connects blockchains, allowing value and data to be sent across previously incompatible networks. So interoperability, that is a big buzzword within the space, right? Making two protocols talk that don't talk directly, and they need a facilitating protocol. So Polkadot can be that bridge. There's a lot of people in this space. So for example, QNT, Quant, DAG, Constellation, these are all layer 0 protocols that allow interoperability. It is also designed to be fast and scalable. The DOT token is used for both staking and governance. So yeah, that's basically what Polkadot is it has parallel blockchains, or called parachains, and this kind of offloads the main demand on the network. So, as always, you always got to be wary of tokenomics. Let me see if I can get CoinGecko to go night mode for me. There we go. So market cap, it's trading at like 7.5 billion-ish. The one thing that I do like about the tokenomics is the circulating supply of 1.219 billion is very close to the total supply of 1.3 billion. I like tokens that are fully emitted because it means there is less inflation to go. Looking at the allocation, right, pretty standard Web3. Obviously, they did have to sell some. Web3 Foundation, that is the founding group. Private sale investors only got 3.4%. SAFT investors got 5%. They have reserved 11.6% for future sales. Auction investors, so their parachains are auctioned off. And that's what it means. The supply schedule, like I said, most of it has already been emitted. And looking at the funding rates, or the funding rounds, the people who invested in 2017 got in at 29 cents. The people who got in at 2017 on the second round got in at 29 cents. In 2020, they offered at 1.2. And in 2020, again, they offered at 1.25. So proportional to how the price is now, I mean, they're definitely sitting in profit, but they're not sitting in as much profit as comparative pre-sale to, let's say, Solana. Solana would be a comparison. Polygon Matic would be another comparison. Looking at the price action here, I mean, pretty standard bear market price action, right? It made that double top just with the price, just like the price of Bitcoin, topped out $55, found its bottom at around 4, and we're definitely seeing this long, drawn-out consolidation. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're not talking about fundamental price action. We're talking about the project itself. So the other thing that I like about Polkadot is you can stake it because it is a proof of stake network. So using stakingrewards.com, staking ratio 47%. That is a very large proportion of the market cap that is otherwise illiquid. And anyone who wants to stake, there is an unbonding period of 28 days. Staking market cap amounts to almost 4 billion. And basically, you can delegate your Polkadot to a node, or you can run a validator node yourself. If you run a node yourself, it requires 256 Polkadot for 100% uptime and 100% payout. Personally, that is what I do. Great passive income because, as you can see, the reward is 15.33%, or when you account for the inflation of the token, it comes in at 7.58%. Inflation of a token is no joke. You have to account for it. So overall, Polkadot, we are seeing lots of development happening as per the proof of GitHub. The tokenomics are pretty solid. It's pretty much a fully vested project. Solid passive income if you are a long-term investor or believer in the project. Great way to stack your bag. And I think Polkadot has one of the most legendary tweets of all time. The Web3 Foundation, the backing org, in December 2022 tweeted, Polkadot's native token has morphed from a security into software. There it is. The SEC doesn't even have to go after him because they admitted it. Interesting thread, basically talking about how DOT was the digital asset of the Polkadot network. They used it to raise funds, but now it has developed into software because of their parachain abilities, because of their ability to cause protocols to talk to one another. If you are a DOT investor, I'd recommend reading this because it's probably going to be court evidence at one point. The one thing that I'm going to be looking for as a DOT investor, sorry, let me pull this up on my other monitor here. The one thing that I'm going to be watching for as a Polkadot investor, if you are looking to see the amount of inflow happening with this space, is DeFi Llama. So these are all the chains within the Polkadot ecosystem, and you can see the proportional value inflow or value outflow. Looking at this, the total value locked is still proportionally very low, right? Like 53 million, 45 million, 41 million, very low. But that's also kind of intentional because the way Polkadot works, these are not necessarily the same kind of protocols that you would see like Uniswap. These are para chains. So one thing that I would be looking for with this total value locked inflow is you want to see sustained gains on the monthly. And this other thing, so for example, it says protocols. These are decentralized applications within each parachain. So they still got some building to do, but given that they are the #1 builders in this bear market so far, I am confident both holding and adding to my Polkadot bag. Now, this has been analysis and not advice. Thank you for watching.